pivot something real quick, which is about the current president, which most of the country sees that this is an unbelievable fiasco. It didn't go well in Maui. He failed to show up 2 weeks later, only to fall asleep. There's no way the Dems haven't seen the decline for 2.5 years. They have to have some kind of break the glass in case of emergency, because this is not going to end well, Jacob. He compares a devastating fire in Maui to his kitchen fire. He falls asleep. He only approved $700 for Maui citizens while Ukraine gets a blank check. After finally showing up for a couple of hours or so, maybe a day, goes back to Tahoe. And the residents are absolutely furious that there's been no help. There's been more concern about what they didn't do than what they've actually done, if any at all. And he's an unmitigated disaster. Is this his Katrina, or people just don't care?
Again, when you look at the people who vote Democrat, you're looking at people who either have a vested interest, they're vassals of the establishment, or they are people who are exceptionally naive and people of low intelligence who are easily manipulated. Again, they're like the women who watch The View. They're people of low intelligence who are very, very stupid, who have no discernment, who are oblivious to reality. There is a lot of stupid people. And the Democratic Party believes that most Black people are stupid. They look down upon Blacks as being stupid, and that people who we can easily manipulate, they'll believe what they're told and do what we tell them. This goes back to the political strategy of LBJ. It's always been like that. Now, anybody could know that the pro-Ku Klux Klan policies of the founder of Democratic Party progressivism, Woodrow Wilson, he had the Klan involved in his inauguration. He segregated the post office and federal departments in the American South. He segregated Blacks out of them. This is the founder of the progressive wing, the main founder of the progressive wing of the Democratic Party that is now the predominant wing. Now, anybody of functional intelligence would say, I'm not voting for these people, but they think Blacks are stupid enough that they will vote for them. And unfortunately, there's enough Blacks proving them right. Instead of listening to Candace Owen or to Larry Elder or to Thomas Sowell or to listening to honest Blacks who know the facts and are telling them the truth, they will listen to these, I call them Sanbos. A Sanbo is in the book of Uncle Tom's Cabin. Uncle Tom was not an Uncle Tom. He was flogged to death for not betraying the location of runaway slaves. He was flogged to death by Simone Legree. The Black who cooperated with the white plantation owner was Sanbo. And he's Barack Obama, of course, he's half white anyway, is a Sanbo. You know, Joy Reid, she's a Sambo. Senator Booker, he's a Sambos. And they believe that Blacks will listen to Sanbos instead of listening to intellectuals.
Now, there's so much out of Maui, David. You know, the kids that were sent back to school, they got stuck in the car, people that were burnt alive. People are asking, where are these children? There's over 1,000 people that probably are dead, mainly a lot of children missing still. And nobody wants to answer. The mayor doesn't want to answer. The governor's talking about Build Back Better. The mayor is upset that you even question him when he doesn't have answers. They're verbally attacking the people in Hawaii, the people of Maui. I mean, is enough is enough? Is it the break glass emergency scenario now for Biden, or are they just going to keep rolling? And I'm going to tell you something real quick. This is just me. Okay. I think he wins in 2024 because it's so broken.
Well, not that you're being a prophet, but I hope you're wrong. But anyway,
yeah,
there's a couple citizens journalists have popped up there in Hawaii, and they've been exposing some of the things. Like right now, we know that 1 out of 4 of the children attending elementary schools are now missing. This gentleman reports that they know they pulled out hundreds of children's bodies on the first day. They also said that the man that did not turn the sirens on justified his decision of doing it, and then the next day retired for health reasons.
What?
We know that the water was turned off.
Yeah, there's a lot of
We
problems
know
with water.
we
Yeah.
know barricades were put up, and the people that didn't breach the barricades and get out of there died.
Yes.
And then we also know that the firemen were actually at risk when the water went off, and we know that now the company, the power company, may be guilty of already trying to alter the information there in there. They're already trying to mess it over. So there's so many questions of corruption and everything, and stupidity, and just all these things going wrong now, that you have to wonder, are these people so totally baked under the sun every day that they're just become incompetent in their jobs? Or was there really something to this? Because there's a lot of questions that have to be answered here, and not finding hundreds of people to this day. They know where they are. They left them in the water, and it's just and also now we're going to see what happens when the real estate starts coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Just sending somebody $700,
Yeah, that's not gonna do anything.
that ain't even gonna pay a rent on their new high-rise building,
You've been to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii is very expensive.
But it makes them desperate, doesn't it? If a corporation comes in and say, "Hey, we see you have 4 plots. We'll give you 10 times its value." So I suspect everything for corruption. I question authority since I was a teenager, and it's only making me question authority even more. I'm so sorry for the people of Lahaina, but they're already talking multi-year rebuild, and who's going to be able to hold out?
Yeah. Build back better now it's in place.
Because the insurance company, which I think most insurance companies are like bad slot machines, they don't pay off. So they're going to be suing the power company, the water company, everybody in the world not to have to pay this bill.
Yes.
So checks aren't going to go out.
Yep, and it's going to get stuck in there, and it's going to move in. Some international companies going to move in to put some renewables, and it's going to be crazy. Davey,
and most people do. I don't know if you know, but that area was very lush area for a long time. But when Jack Dole of Dole Pineapple came, he took the water from there and diverted it over to his plantations, and that became a desert. So and also Jack Dole was a Republican, so this can help us understand. I think.
I remember Jay talking about that.
I believe it was Jay explained that to me or something.
Yeah, well, the indigenous Hawaiians who call non-Hawaiians Halis vote Democrat.
Yeah.